Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I feel like it's been a little while since we've done a full-on indie brand spotlight, and I picked up a few pieces from an indie brand that I wanted to show you guys. So I figured I would just do a quick video, do an eye look, and tell you about a brand you may or may not have heard of. So this video is on Black Moon Cosmetics. They have liquid lipsticks, which of course, you know, are my favorite thing in the world, but they recently came out with their first pressed eyeshadow palette. You may have seen this already floating around. This is called the Orb of Light Full Moon palette. So beautiful. So it's shaped like a half moon. And then when you open it, it opens completely and it's a full moon. So this is a completely matte palette. It retails for $48, which I do agree is a bit steep, but the formulas are so beautiful. Like, they just blend so nicely. You get this gorgeous array of colors. I really like this because I feel like you can kind of go very dramatic like I did today, but you can also use this as an everyday palette, which is quite honestly how I've been using it. I just got it maybe 2 weeks ago, I think. And I was actually wearing this shade right here, which is Strawberry. In the Little Mermaid video that I did the other day, that's what I had kind of like through my crease, the kind of pinker tone. I just had it more focused. And it's just so beautiful. I kind of like doing either of these colors and then using something like one of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows just to add like a shimmer on the lid, and I feel like that's perfect. But yeah, so this is what the colors look like up close. They're gorgeous colors. You can kind of sheer them out with a fluffy brush, or you can apply them really dark and heavy, which is kind of what I did here today. But I actually did this by just kind of like layering some of the colors and blending them together, and it was really easy to achieve. As far as the lipsticks go, these retail for $18 and they have a ton of shades. So I picked up 3 shades. I'll get into more details about them after you see the eye look because I already filmed it. But yeah, they retail for $18, which I don't feel like that's a bad price when you compare it to a lot of the other liquid lipsticks out there. And so far I'm really happy with the formula, so I can't complain. Let me go ahead and show you some quick swatches and then we can get into the eye look. All right, so here are the colors. I did amp up these lighter two just to make sure that you could see them, but this one, I mean, I have it all over my entire lid to set my primer, and it doesn't come off this yellow on my skin tone. It is more like the color of my skin tone when it's just used with a brush. So I did layer this up so you could see it. Okay, so this is New, Strawberry, Cold, Worm, Harvest, Blood, Wolf, and Black. Super beautiful. All right, so to start out, I'm gonna use New just to set the primer that I have on my lid. So I'm just gonna kind of pat this down and cover from lid to brow bone. And this is actually a brush that came with the palette. I didn't know that it came with a brush. It's really cute. It has this kind of like, it reminds me of the Fenty Beauty Galaxy collection on the end. But it is a really fluffy brush. I like it so far for setting, and then I like it for doing a really light transition, but beyond that, I feel like it's a little bit too big of a brush, but we're gonna use it for those two things. So next up is this shade, which is Strawberry. So next up for the actual smoky eye portion, this actually is super easy to do. I basically am just using a flat brush. This is completely dry, and I'm going to lay the product down, and then I'm going to use this kind of stiff, fluffy flat brush to blend it, and that will create our kind of smoky gradient eye. So first up is Black. And this of course does not have to be a perfect line across as if you were doing liner, because it's going to get smudged out. So about that high, at least on my lid. Obviously you would do it based off of your lid space, and I have a lot. And I will go back and layer a little bit more color as we get going some more. So next up, I did the brown just so that it didn't transition straight into the red. What I found was easiest to do was just get a nice coat of this brown down and then go straight into the red before blending it, so that I can also blend them together a little bit. And I am bringing the red up almost completely to my crease. So then I'm gonna pop a little bit of the red over the top of that brown, flip back to the fluffy brush and start blending. I'm being really careful around the outer portion because I do want to keep the nice rounded look here. Okay, so once you've got that first layer down, just kind of look at it up close in the mirror and see where it looks too obvious that it's a stacking of color, and just go back and forth with either the black, brown, or the red until you're happy with the depth and the consistency. So I'm just checking the two of them side by side. Yeah, the left side got a little too dark. All right, so I'm gonna bring in the orange shade, and maybe that will help a little bit because I did layer some of the orange. So, and I'm just realizing now I'm just telling you brown, red. So the brown shade is called Wolf, the red shade is called Blood. Now we're going into Harvest, and I will literally just follow the crease line. And then I'm actually going to take a tapered tiny little brush, dip it back into Harvest, and start blending through the crease. And then kind of wiggle it down a little, just so that a little bit of that brightness blends down into it. And for the last layer of color, I'm going to go into Worm, which is the yellow shade. Definitely tap this one off. You don't want too much of this yellow. And I'm literally focusing this right on the outer portion where that color ends. So this way it just naturally fades up from the black, brown, red, orange into the yellow. And I did dip a little bit back into the brown color, which was Wolf, and just kind of deepened up this outer V a little bit. And if at any point any of the these outer portions get too dark, you can always dip back into Strawberry, that light color, and blend over it. I've noticed that it really does soften out the other colors really easily. I'm going to take a little touch of the pink Strawberry on this dense blending brush and just attempt to soften this crease area just a little bit. I feel like the other side is a bit less intense. It's always the hardest part, is trying to make both eyes look as even as possible. All right, so back to the flat brush. I'm dipping into a combination of Black and Wolf, which is the black and brown, and I'm going to line the lower lash line, and I'm gonna kind of deposit the color first, and then I'm gonna kind of smudge it down just a little bit. I don't want it to get too out of control. Then with the brush, I'm dipping back into Blood, which was the red color, and I'm gonna go just below that, not too far down. And then I'm taking that little fluffy blending brush from earlier, I'm dipping into Worm, which is the yellow, and I'm gonna softly blend this kind of underneath and also blend the colors together a bit. So now I'm just going to do a quick winged liner, nothing crazy, and mascara and lashes, and I'll be right back for the lips. All right guys, so this is the finished smoky sultry eye look. I'm going to finish off with lipstick. Of course I did buy their liquid lipsticks. I got 3 shades, these right here. I purchased Willow, Harvest, and Libra. Harvest was from their autumn collection. They also had a really interesting kind of like a yellow and a green color. I wasn't quite ready for those yet, but I went ahead and picked up this one because I thought it was so pretty. So I'll swatch all 3 on my hand, and then I will pick one for this look. So this is Harvest right here. Gorgeous color. And then we have Willow. This one looks like a really pretty brown. Ooh, wow, that's really pretty. And then last but not least, Libra. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to do Libra. These are really great. They have a really nice kind of sweet, like vanilla cake batter kind of scent, so I like that. These colors are really pretty. They dry down to a nice matte, which is honestly my favorite kind of formula. It feels very lightweight on the lips. Like I don't really feel like I have something on at all, so that's really nice. and it's not tacky. It dried really quickly, and I only needed one really thin coat. All right, so that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at Black Moon Cosmetics. I'm super happy with them and very impressed with the formulas that I've tried so far, so I can't wait to try more products out from them. And I hope you guys will check them out as well, because it's always great to support indie brands. So don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and thank you for watching. Bye guys.